Did you know that some of the tastiest vegetables and most fragrant herbs actually love the shade? It sounds surprising, right? While most people rush to plant under full sun, there's a whole hidden world of plants that thrive in the cool, gentle comfort of low light. Picture this: fresh spinach, crisp lettuce, mint and parsley growing happily right under your trees or beside your porch where the sun barely reaches. Shade gardens aren't limitations, they're secret havens waiting to be discovered. And today, we're unlocking all their secrets. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know the top 10 vegetables and herbs that thrive in shade, but you'll also pick up smart gardener's hacks, bonus tips, and clever companion planting tricks that'll make your shade garden one of the most productive corners in your home. Hey, before we dig in, if you love learning about gardening, plants, and easy ways to grow your own food, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss out on new tips that can completely transform your garden. All right, grab your gardening gloves and let's head into the cool shade, because it's time to discover which vegetables and herbs were born to grow there. Vegetable 1, Claytonia. Most gardeners have never even heard of this one, Claytonia, also known as miner's lettuce. It's a delicate, heart-shaped leafy green that thrives beautifully in partial to full shade. Originally discovered by gold miners in California, who relied on it for fresh greens, this little-known plant grows tender leaves with a crisp bite and a subtle nutty flavor. It's one of those crops that quietly flourish where most vegetables struggle. Claytonia prefers cool, moist soil and doesn't mind being tucked under taller plants or next to a shaded fence. It grows low and spreads gently, creating a natural carpet of greens you can harvest again and again. Because it grows so fast, you can start picking leaves in as little as 25 to 30 days. Perfect for gardeners who want a quick yield from limited space. Here's a fascinating twist. Miner's lettuce doesn't just survive in shade, it improves when protected from heat. In direct sunlight, the leaves wilt quickly, but in shaded areas they stay plump, juicy, and bursting with gentle sweetness. It also acts as a living mulch, helping prevent weeds and keeping the soil underneath cool and moist. Bonus tip: keep the soil evenly damp and snip off older leaves regularly. To encourage fresh growth, a light layer of compost or worm castings every few weeks will reward you with a continuous supply of soft, flavorful greens right from your shady garden corners. Vegetable 2, Wasabi Arugula. Now here's a bold and underrated star that will completely change how you see shade gardening. Wasabi Arugula. Despite its name, it's not the same as the Japanese wasabi root, but it delivers that same fiery kick in its leaves. This leafy green thrives in partial shade, and the lower light actually enhances its rich, peppery flavor without making it too overpowering. It's perfect for anyone who loves a bit of spice in their salads or sandwiches, but wants an easier plant to grow than traditional wasabi. Wasabi arugula grows best in cool, moist environments where it can stretch out without drying up. The leaves are small, deeply serrated, and packed with essential nutrients like vitamin C, calcium, and antioxidants. The best part? You can grow it practically anywhere. Shady garden beds, under taller crops, or even in small containers tucked near your porch. It grows fast, too, ready for harvest in just 4 to 5 weeks after planting. This plant also helps deter pests naturally because of its strong aroma, making it a fantastic companion for milder, shade-loving crops like lettuce or spinach. Its roots stay strong even in less fertile soil, which means you can count on a consistent yield all season long. And when it flowers, those tiny white blooms attract pollinators, adding both life and beauty to your garden's cool corners. Bonus tip: for the best flavor, harvest young leaves early in the morning when the oils are most concentrated. Keep the soil slightly damp and trim the plants often to prevent flowering. This keeps the flavor sharp and the leaves tender. Vegetable 3, Upland cress. Here's the secret that chefs adore but few home gardeners know. Upland cress, also called land cress, is the shade-loving cousin of watercress. It's got that same peppery, tangy bite, but without needing constant running water. In fact, upland cress grows best in partial or even deep shade, where the soil stays cool and moist. It's perfect for those tucked-away garden spots that other greens just can't handle. This leafy vegetable forms lush rosettes of dark green leaves and thrives when temperatures stay between 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Give it dappled light and it'll reward you with vibrant, crisp foliage bursting with flavor. It's high in vitamins A and C, iron and calcium, making it a real superfood hidden in plain sight. Unlike lettuce or spinach, upland cress keeps its punchy taste even when lightly cooked, making it a favorite for soups, stir-fries, and sandwiches. Another reason it's special, it acts as a natural ground cover, protecting soil moisture and outcompeting weeds. You can grow it year-round in shaded containers or under taller crops like kale or peas. It also tolerates neglect surprisingly well. A small patch can keep producing for months with just minimal care. Bonus tip, keep the soil rich with organic matter and harvest leaves frequently to encourage regrowth. For a mild flavor, pick the younger leaves. They're tender, juicy, and perfect for fresh salads straight from your shade garden. Vegetable 4, Malabar Spinach. Here's a plant that looks exotic, grows fast, and thrives where most vegetables give up, Malabar spinach. Unlike regular spinach, which wilts in heat or struggles in low light, Malabar spinach loves humidity and can handle partial shade like a champ. It's not a true spinach, but its glossy, thick leaves taste remarkably similar, slightly earthy with a touch of citrus. It's the perfect solution if you want that spinach flavor but live in a warm or shaded area. This climbing vine is native to tropical Asia and can grow up to 10 feet tall if given some support. In shade, its growth slows just slightly, but the leaves become more tender and less slimy, a big win for texture lovers. It's also incredibly ornamental, with purple stems and small pinkish-white flowers, making it both edible and decorative. Malabar spinach isn't just pretty, it's a nutritional powerhouse. The leaves are rich in iron, magnesium, and antioxidants, and are even used in herbal medicine for cooling the body. Plus, it's drought-tolerant once established, meaning you can tuck it into shaded fences, trellises, or balcony corners and watch it flourish with minimal attention.
Bonus tip, give it something to climb on like a bamboo stake or garden net, and harvest the top leaves regularly to encourage bushier growth. If you keep trimming it lightly, Malabar spinach will reward you with a never-ending cascade of lush, edible vines all season long. Vegetable 5, Chinese toon. Now here's something most gardeners have never heard of, the Chinese toon, also known as Chinese mahogany or Tuna sinensis. It's a vegetable tree. Yes, a tree that grows edible shoots and leaves packed with flavor. In parts of Asia, it's considered a delicacy because its young leaves taste like a blend of garlic, onion, and roasted nuts, rich, savory, and unforgettable. And the best part? It loves partial shade. Unlike most trees, Chinese toon doesn't need full sunlight to thrive. In fact, in shaded spots, the leaves grow tender and less bitter, making them ideal for cooking or salads. The young reddish-pink shoots are harvested in spring and early summer, while mature trees provide a continuous yield year after year. If you're into rare edible landscaping, this plant is a perfect blend of ornamental beauty and culinary value. It's also fast-growing and surprisingly resilient. Once established, it can tolerate pruning and even container growing if space is limited. It adds a soft, aromatic touch to shaded garden corners, the kind of plant that makes guests stop and ask, "What on earth is that?" Bonus tip, prune the shoots regularly to encourage new tender growth and use the leaves sparingly in stir-fries. Their flavor is powerful. Grow it in rich, well-drained soil and give it partial morning sun for the most aromatic leaves. If you're finding these rare, shade-loving plants as fascinating as I am, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps more garden lovers discover these hidden gems. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these unusual vegetables would you try in your own garden? I'm always curious to see what creative growers are experimenting with in their shaded spaces. All right, let's keep digging deeper because the next one on our list is another incredible, little-known vegetable that thrives where the sunlight barely reaches. Vegetable 6, Seltzus. Now tell me, have you ever eaten a lettuce for its stem? Not the leaves, but the stem itself. That's Seltzus, also called stem lettuce or asparagus lettuce, a totally underrated vegetable that absolutely thrives in partial shade. While regular lettuce wilts in heat or sun, Seltzus develops its best flavor and texture when grown in cooler, low-light areas. It produces long, thick stems with tender, mild flesh that tastes like a cross between cucumber and asparagus, crisp, juicy, and slightly nutty. This fascinating vegetable is a favorite in Chinese and Mediterranean cuisines, where it's stir-fried, pickled, or even eaten raw for its satisfying crunch. In shaded gardens, Seltzus grows slower but sweeter, and its leaves remain tender for longer periods. Plus, it's packed with fiber, potassium, and vitamins A and C, making it both a rare and healthy addition to your garden lineup.
You can start Seltzus from seeds in shallow trays and transplant them once they're about 4 inches tall. It's pretty low maintenance. Just keep the soil evenly moist and cool, and it will reward you with sturdy, harvest-ready stems in about 70 days. And here's something fun. Most people who visit your garden won't even know what it is, making it an instant conversation starter. Bonus tip. Peel the outer layer of the stem before cooking for a tender, melt-in-your-mouth texture. And if you're growing multiple plants, stagger your harvest. The younger stems are crunchier and sweeter, while mature ones are perfect for cooking. Quick question for you. Have you ever seen or tasted Seltzus before? Drop me a yes or no in the comments, because I bet 90% of gardeners haven't even heard of it. Let's see how many of us are discovering this one for the first time. Vegetable 7. Mitsuba. Alright, this next one is for gardeners who love delicate herbs with rich, complex flavors of Mitsuba, also known as Japanese wild parsley. It's a rare, graceful herb that thrives in partial to deep shade and adds a touch of sophistication to any garden. Its name literally means 3 leaves in Japanese, referring to its beautiful clover-like foliage. The flavor? Imagine a blend of parsley, celery, and coriander. Mild, fresh, and slightly aromatic. It's the kind of herb chefs go crazy for, but home gardeners often overlook. Mitsuba naturally grows in forest understories, which makes it a perfect fit for shaded garden beds, beneath taller plants, or near fences where sunlight filters softly through. It prefers cool, moist soil and doesn't like being in harsh sun, so your shaded corners are its dream home. The best part is you can eat every part of this plant. The leaves, stems, and even its roots are edible and flavorful. This herb is versatile in the kitchen. Use the leaves fresh in salads, soups, or as a garnish for eggs and noodles. The stems have a gentle crunch that adds texture, and the roots are mildly sweet when sautéed. Once planted, Mitsuba will reseed itself, returning year after year without becoming invasive, making it a sustainable choice for your shade garden. Bonus tip. Keep the soil evenly damp and harvest leaves often to encourage bushier growth. If you let it flower, the seeds can be saved easily, giving you a lifetime supply of this elegant, shade-loving herb. Let me know in the comments, have you ever grown or even heard of Mitsuba before? It's one of those plants that looks ornamental but tastes incredible. I'm curious how many of you will be adding this beauty to your next garden plan. Vegetable 8. Fiddlehead ferns. Here's something straight out of a fairy tale forest. Fiddlehead ferns. They're the young, coiled shoots of certain fern species, and they absolutely love deep shade. You've probably seen them in nature, those bright green spirals that look like tiny curled violin heads. What most people don't know is that they're edible, delicious, and packed with nutrients. In fact, in many parts of Asia and North America, fiddleheads are considered a seasonal delicacy that sells for top dollar. Fiddleheads grow best in moist, shady spots where few vegetables dare to thrive. Under trees, near streams, or along garden edges that never see direct sunlight. Their flavor is fresh and slightly nutty, like a blend of asparagus and green beans, with a crisp texture that stays firm even after cooking. Once you start growing them, they return year after year, turning your shaded garden into a secret gourmet patch. They're also incredibly healthy, loaded with omega-3s, fiber, and antioxidants. A small handful, sautéed with garlic or butter, makes a dish that tastes like pure springtime. Just make sure you're growing edible varieties, such as ostrich ferns. Not all ferns are safe to eat. Bonus tip, harvest the young, tightly curled shoots early in the season before they unfurl. Rinse them well, blanch for 2 minutes, and sauté immediately for the best flavor. If you've got a dark, damp corner of your yard, this is one plant that'll actually thank you for the shade. Real talk, have you ever eaten or even seen fiddlehead ferns before? Type yes or no in the comments, because I'm betting most gardeners watching this are discovering them for the first time. Vegetable number 9, red perilla. Now let's talk about something truly underrated, red perilla, also called shiso in Japan. If you've ever admired those deep purple ruffled leaves that smell faintly of basil and mint, you've already met this beauty. What most people don't realize is that red perilla thrives in partial shade. In fact, too much sun can dull its color and burn its delicate leaves. This plant brings both color and aroma to your garden, and a culinary punch that chefs absolutely adore. It's used in sushi, teas, pickles, and even cocktails. Its taste? Imagine mint, basil, and anise having a quiet dinner together. Complex, refreshing, and slightly spicy. It's a sensory experience every gardener should try at least once. Growing red perilla is surprisingly simple. Scatter the seeds on moist, shaded soil and keep it lightly watered. Within weeks, you'll have a patch of lush, ruby foliage that makes your garden look exotic. It repels pests naturally and attracts pollinators when it blooms. So even in shade, your garden stays alive with subtle buzz and movement. Bonus tip, regularly pinch off the top leaves to encourage bushier growth and richer color. You can dry the leaves for tea or blend them into vinegar for a gorgeous purple hue. And here's the secret. Shiso's flavor intensifies when grown in cooler, shaded conditions, so you're actually rewarded for giving it less light. If you could invent your own garden herb flavor, what would it taste like? Sweet, spicy, or floral? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see how creative this community can get.
Vegetable 10, Ulluco. Let's wrap up this list with something that feels almost mythical. Ulluco, the rainbow root vegetable from the Andes Mountains. Few gardeners outside South America have even heard of it, yet it's one of the most stunning and shade-tolerant plants you could ever grow. Imagine glossy, jewel-toned tubers in pink, gold, red, and lime green, each one looking like it's been polished by hand. Ulluco loves the cool, moist conditions that mimic its native cloud forests, making it thrive in shaded gardens where sunlight is soft and soil stays damp. The tubers are rich in protein and vitamins, and they taste like a cross between potato and beet, buttery, slightly earthy, and perfect for roasting or boiling. Even the leaves are edible, tender, and packed with nutrients. What makes Ulluco special isn't just its beauty, it's how forgiving it is. While most root crops crave full sun, this one prefers partial shade and cooler air. Once planted, it quietly grows beneath the surface, forming dozens of colorful little gems by harvest time. It's both ornamental and edible, a rare combination that instantly elevates your garden's character. Bonus tip. Ulluco needs well-drained, loose soil and gentle moisture. Avoid direct sunlight. It can fade the color of the tubers. Harvest them late in the season, and after cleaning, let them cure for a few days to enhance flavor. You can even save the prettiest ones as seed tubers for next year's planting, because once you grow this beauty, you'll want it every season. Tell me in the comments if you could grow one vegetable that looks like treasure under the soil. Would you try this? Let's see how many adventurous gardeners are ready to go rare and radiant. And there you have it. 10 incredible vegetables and herbs that don't just tolerate the shade, they thrive in it. From the forest ferns that spiral out of mystery to those vibrant roots and herbs that glow beneath the trees, these are the hidden champions of the garden world. Most people think shade is wasted space, but you now know it's not. Shade is an opportunity. It's a place for the rare, the unusual, the elegant, and the resilient. So the next time you walk through that dim corner of your garden, don't just pass by and imagine what could grow there, quietly, beautifully, waiting for discovery. If you've learned something new today, I'm pretty sure you have, made sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because every week we explore more garden secrets like these, plants that surprise you, teach you, and make your green spaces come alive. Before you go, I'd love to know which of these shade-loving vegetables stole your heart today. Tell me in the comments. I always read them. And if you've got a shady spot that's been waiting for a little life, maybe it's time to plant something extraordinary. Until next time, keep your hands in the soil, your curiosity alive, and remember, even in the shadows, beauty can grow.